Hi guys and welcome to Siska Stitches. Today's tutorial is going to be about this beautiful circle umbrella dress that you're seeing right on the screen. So guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. Please click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified whenever Siska Stitches post the videos, and now we can go ahead and begin the tutorial process. So guys, in order to create this pattern, you need your basic bodice pattern, which I'm working with the back piece, and what I'm going to do is trace out this pattern and just end at the bust line, because from that bust line downwards is going to be very free. So I've already done that, and that is what you can see right here. So this is what we have. As you can see now, this pattern, my initial pattern, has allowances all around, as you can see. So the new pattern definitely has that allowance, except at the bottom, which will make up for later on. So the next thing I'm going to do is to adjust the neckline. Now in my initial pattern I have 1/2 inch, but I want my neckline to be much more lower, because this dress doesn't have a zipper, you get. So I want it to be much more lower so I can pass this through my neck. So you remember what I said was I've taken 1/2 inch out of the neckline of the pattern initially. So what I have here is about 4.5, making that taking a total of 5 inches off. So guys, this is what we have at the end of the day, and we are going to just work with the new pattern. So this is the Ankara fabric I'll be working with, and the Ankara fabric is measuring 2.5 yards, and the length of the fabric from selvage to selvage, that's the white part to the other white part, is 45 inches. So guys, if you want to make your dress to be much more longer, you have to do some joining, and the joining you will have to do will be attached to only one side of the selvage. But I'm just going to work with my fabric as is, and it is already folded into two. As you can see, it's folded into two. And like I explained, if you want to make your dress longer, just cut a piece of fabric and join at the entire length of this selvage, one of these white parts, not both of them. So guys, my fabric is folded into two right now, and then we are going to do another fold again, but this second fold is going to be diagonally. So I'm just going to take that piece at that end and then just bring it to the top right here opposite it, and then I'll just pin the fabric in place so that it doesn't move quite easily. And then once we are done, we're just going to pick a point. One side is going to be shorter, the other diagonal side is the longer part. So that's the folded part anyway. So we have the open parts, and then we have the folded part at the other side. So that's exactly how you need to fold your fabric for you to work with. And this end, we're going to cut that open later on. We're going to place the pattern in such a way that the neckline will be at the folded part right here, and then the armhole will be at the open side, that is where the selvage is. So I'm just going to quickly cut the neckline off and then place it like so. So let your pattern rest like this, and then pin your pattern down so it doesn't move while you're working. So once we're done pinning, we're going to be taking our measurements from that pointed edge all the way down. We'll be taking our initial measurement for this dress on the shortest parts, because shortest parts of the fabric, that will serve as our reference length, and then we'll go ahead and work our way all the way to the folded part. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my tape rule and place it at that point right there and measure all the way to the end. So that actually should be measuring about 45 inches, because that is the selvage area of the fabric. So you should be measuring about 45 inches. So just mark that point. I'll just go ahead and mark it, and then I'll be taking my measurements again from that apex, and then keep taking it round at the bottom like that till I get to the edge of the folded part. So you can see that as I'm going, there's still more fabric at the end, which shows that the part I folded diagonally is the longest side. So we're just going to go ahead and mark that. So now that we have this, I'll go ahead and mark the sides, which will become the side seam. So from the end of that bust line, right about where the armhole is, I'm just going to place my straight ruler like so, from that point all the way to the edge right there. and then just draw a straight line. So I'll just go ahead and get my chalk and draw that line. So before we cut, there's something I want to explain to you guys. Basically, just a tip for pregnant women. If you're sewing for pregnant women, just go ahead at the bottom part of this, just extend it by about 2.5 about 2 inches. Sorry, this is because once a woman is pregnant, the baby bump tends to raise the dress up. So you can just go ahead and extend that by 2 inches. It would not make the dress look like the back and the front is no longer than the sides because of the umbrella effect. So you can go ahead and do this. You can go ahead and do without it. That is definitely up to you, but I'm just going to go ahead and mark that 2 inches right there, and then I'll just go ahead and connect the points like so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Fine-tune those lines so it is not looking sort of somehow. Just fine-tune it so it's going to look like so, and then we can go ahead and cut out our fabric. So that is just a quick tip that I said let me chip in there for you guys. So this is what we have. I'll just go ahead and cut. So guys, after cutting, this is what we have. This is our umbrella dress. This is actually for the sleeveless part. So I'll just go ahead and take out my pattern, and then what we're going to be doing next is to be making adjustments to the front neckline, because like I said, we want this dress to be able to pass our neck. So I'll just go ahead and adjust the front neckline, and what I'll be doing is just extending the front by 2 inches. That is it. Extend the front by 2 inches. Go ahead and just curve it out all the way to the shoulder point, and then of course we are going to cut this out. So once we're done with the neckline, we'll also go ahead and adjust the front arm side as well, because front arm side and back arm side are not the same, and I'm going to be attaching a sleeve to this. So what I just did was to place my pattern, my initial pattern, sorry, this pattern I created, I just placed it right there, and then I drew along the bust line area. So I'll just go ahead and measure the armhole parts from the shoulder slant to the bust line and just divide that into two. You get, once I divide that into two, I mark half an inch inwards, because that's how I always do for the front armhole. Mark half an inch inwards, get my French curve, and then use that to connect these points together. So that's it for the front armhole, and then of course we go ahead and cut. So guys, the next thing we are going to do after that is to place our fabrics together with right sides touching. Very important. Place your fabrics together, right sides touching, the front and the back. We're going to be sewing the shoulder slants and then the side seam by a half an inch seam allowance, and then I'll come and tell you guys what we're going to do next. So ensure that the right sides are touching. Very important. So guys, this is the sleeve pattern I'll be working with. I want to make this a long sleeve. There's a link in my description box on how to draft your basic sleeve pattern. And please make sure to notch which part is the front and which part is the back, so you know how to place it on your fabric. And then we'll be sewing the sleeve seam by a half an inch seam allowance. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew the dress. I also used the overlock stitch on my sewing machine to just, sorry, not overlock stitch, zigzag stitch to overlock my fabric, because I'm not ready to set up my overlock machine. So I've gone ahead to do the same for the sleeve as well. I used the overlock stitch, sorry, the zigzag stitch to overlock the raw edge of the fabric. And remember, like I said, ensure that you notch which part the front is and which part the back is, so placement of your sleeve will be very easy. And I also went ahead to notch the center of the sleeve head, so that I'll be able to place that part right at where the shoulder seam is. So I turned the sleeve inside out, and then so that we'll be able to place it properly, and we'll be placing it with right sides touching the right side of the dress, right side of the sleeve touching the right side of the dress, and I'll just go ahead and pin that down, and then I'll pin it all the way around. It's very, very important because your sleeve opening must match your armhole opening. So I've gone ahead to do that for this side, as you can see. And then if you have any issues, just make your adjustments where necessary around this point, and then I'll just go ahead and sew by my 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So guys, so the bottom of the sleeve, I'll go ahead and hem that. And then for the neckline and the bottom of the dress, the neckline and the bottom of the dress, what I'll be using for that is a bias tape to just make my work much more neater. So I'll just do that, and then this is what we have, guys. So this is what my neckline looks like, and I did the same thing for the bottom as well. Like I said, I use a bias tape to make my work much more neater. So guys, I'm going to show you guys how this looks on a mannequin now, and this is what we have, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful to you. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, turn on notification, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.